Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with Grandstream. Today's host is Phil Bowers. He is their Senior Marketing Manager, and he'll be presenting today. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to submit them in the question box, and I'll read them off to Phil, and he'll answer them at the end of today's presentation. Thank you very much for being with us today, so you can go ahead and take it on over.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. Thanks for everyone for being with us here today. Happy spring to everyone. Hope you're all having a good week. So basically today's webinar is going to give you over the next 20 minutes or so a quick update on some of the new stuff over here at Grandstream. As you can see from this first slide, the focus and really the big new thing that we're going to talk about here today is our GWC3210. It's a new video conferencing endpoint that we came out with just about a couple of weeks ago. Is fully available through Microcom. Really cool little device that is quite a bit different in a lot of different ways from our other GVC devices. We believe it's a device that is really going to fit well into a lot of businesses. I'll go through the specs in just a moment. It is one of the most powerful yet cost-effective video conferencing devices out on the market right now. We're also going to talk real quickly about a couple of other things we came out with in March that are just really quick one-slide things to cover. Our DP760, which is our new decked repeater, an HT818, which is an 8-port analog telephone adapter, and then at the end, just a real quick refresher on GWN.Cloud, which I believe is one of the main things we talked about that Kate talked to you about last time we did an update webinar with you guys. So let's jump right into it. There we go. My computer is being a little slow here. There we go. All right, so just for those of you that might be new to Grandstream or haven't joined us for a webinar before, just as a quick little introduction, we are one of the originals. Oh, sorry about that. We are, looks like this slide's gonna switch automatically here in a second. Let's see if it does it. So we are one of the original SIP manufacturers, what I was trying to say. We were founded back in 2002. We were one of the first companies in the world to make SIP devices. We started with one-line IP phones and very simple analog telephone adapters, and you can see what we have become over the last 16 years, a complete VoIP unified communications and networking solutions provider. You can build complete business communication solutions, everything you're going to need from endpoints to back end to networking to conferencing now with Grandstream. Our products are sold and used in 150 countries across the world. Our sweet spot, I would say, in terms of our target market is definitely small to medium-sized businesses. We do fit well into enterprises, and we do a lot with consumers, hospitality, retail, industrial, as well as a variety of other industries, but those are kind of the big ones there. And everything we do is open source. Obviously, SIP is open source. We do everything open source SIP, nothing proprietary SIP. We run Android, Linux, a whole, asterisk, all open source across the board. All right, so let's jump into this GWC3210. This is a new video conferencing endpoint, and I'll emphasize the word endpoint. Those of you that might be familiar with, or if you've seen our other GVC video conferencing devices, which are the GWC3200 and the GWC3202, those devices have been out for just about, I want to say 2.5 years now at this point. And this device is really a completely different device than our other GVC devices are. What this device is a Android-based video conferencing endpoint. It retails, again, retail price, US $999. And what you're going to get is a fully functional 4K video conferencing system that is based on Android. It runs a SIP platform and will be compatible with any SIP or H323 third-party platform that you might want to use. It is obviously interoperable and fully functional with our own IP video talk service. However, one of the best things about, as I mentioned, everything we do is open source. This device will work as an endpoint on any existing or future SIP or H323 platform you put in place from any of the major video conferencing cloud providers or on-premise providers as well. Couple highlights of this device. It offers actually up to 4K video resolution, which is a really cool functionality of it. Frankly, at least from my side, a lot of TVs aren't yet running on 4K, but the fact that this offers 4K really makes it a very future-proof option for you. It runs Android 6.0, Android 6.0. It's going to offer you full access to the Google Play Store. You can download and video conference with anything in the Google Play Store, GoToMeeting, any applications for any video conferencing platforms, Google Hangouts, Skype, you name it. It has integrated dual band Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which really allows the device to be interoperable with any existing, in terms of Bluetooth, your speakers, your microphones. If you have a Grandstream GAC 2500, you can sync it with this device through that. However, for the audio and the video, one of the truly unique things about this device is it is built in. The actual camera is an all-in-one camera. There's nothing else you need to connect it to. If you look on the face of the camera, far right, far left, it has 2 speakers, and then it has 4 integrated microphones. So you actually don't need to integrate it with anything else. It has speakers and microphones built into it. I usually recommend that people use, obviously, HDMI transmits audio, so a lot of times you're going to get a little bit better audio out of the TV, but it gives you that built-in speaker in case you want to use that. It has dual-band Wi-Fi, which allows you to take it anywhere and set it up anywhere quickly and easily. I mentioned the mic. It's the first device that we've made that has what we're calling noise shield technology, similar to what a lot of other conferencing manufacturers offer, and which it basically is able to block out background noise so that you can hear and be heard properly. 16 megapixel camera, has a 90-degree field of view, EPTZ lens that's controllable from that remote control that you see there, which does come with the device. One of the coolest things about it is that it supports Miracast. Miracast is Android's or Google's wireless content sharing platform, which you can download an app for, is built in natively to all Android devices, so that you can share content, computers, tablets, mobile phone screens with a conference wirelessly. It's going to give you 1 HDMI input in case you also want to connect the device to share a screen directly into it, 2 HDMI outputs that connect it to up to 2 different screens, 2 USB ports, a micro SD card. And again, you're getting all of this. It's, again, a fully functional, really high-level, future-proof video conferencing endpoint at a retail price. Again, this is the retail price of $999 here in the US. You can go out and compare that to some of the devices that we compare this to from our other manufacturers, just looking through our competitor charts here real fast. Very similar. So basically, if you compare it to something like a Polycom Real Presence Debut, which is a new SMB and Huddle Room platform that they have, the A-Link VC500, Logitech Meetup, Aver Cam 530, Aver VC520. You're going to find, and what I found in doing my competitive research on this product when we came out with it, is there is nothing else that's going to offer you anywhere near the features that you're going to get, the video, the audio, the screen sharing, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, the resolution that you're going to get, 4K, at anywhere near the price point of this. Again, this is a sub $1,000 endpoint. The main difference between it, I'll get to this next slide in a second, the main difference between this and our other GVC devices is that it doesn't have an MCU built in. And an MCU just allows you to use the device to actually host video conferences. Our other GVC devices have it. This one doesn't. However, in a lot of cases, especially for what this is really ideal for, and I'm going to jump ahead to a couple of slides. Let's see if I have this. And here's an example of really what this device is ideal for. And this is, a medium-sized conference room or a huddle room. And in many of these rooms, you are doing point-to-point video conferencing, in which case, if you're calling other people on your network, other offices, you just register each one of these devices as an extension on the network, and they call each other basically as video calls. You also, as I mentioned, can obviously include this and expand an existing SIP or H.323 platform you might already have in place, or you might want to put in place in the future. This device obviously will be interoperable with that in case you're already using a platform or have one that you might be leaning towards. Obviously, other ways to use it. It's also an Android device, so you could literally video conference with other offices, with other people, with remote workers through Skype or through Google Hangouts or through any of those types of applications. And then, as I mentioned, the fourth way to use this device is it is interoperable with our IP Video Talk platform, which is a great platform. It's one of the few audio, video, and webinar platforms out there that also ties in physical room video conferencing. You can check out IP Video Talk at ipvideotalk.com. But as I mentioned, OpenSIP, OpenH323 would be compatible with any platform that runs on that, while also allowing you to do point-to-point. So the reason I mentioned earlier it's specifically an endpoint is because it doesn't have the ability to host conferences, but it basically has the ability to be added to almost any network, any video conferencing solution, or set up obviously as a SIP device for point-to-point, which is what we find actually a lot of people are using. And that's frankly why we came out with this device, is because we've, through our own trials and tribulations over the years, found out that our target market, our target customers, most small to medium-sized businesses are only utilizing point-to-point or 1, 2, 3-party video conferencing, and they're not looking for a device that is extremely expensive or more than $1,000. And as I mentioned earlier, you're not going to find anything out there that's going to offer you nearly the features and functionality as this GWC3210 does. Let me see if I missed anything here that I wanted to cover. We can skip on that. Again, so I mentioned in terms of deployment scenarios, Huddle rooms and small conferences are really what this device is ideal for. Small to medium-sized businesses. Lots of other ways to use it. Put it in the educational field. A lot of schools, universities are getting involved with conferencing or are broadcasting classes over the internet. It's a great device for that. Training rooms, webinar rooms, video rooms within a business. Just again, a couple of examples. Really, the best example is that small to medium-sized business huddle room or small conference room. I'm going to skip through some of these slides. Pretty much covered everything here. Conference rooms, boardrooms, classrooms, huddle rooms. Again, in my opinion, huddle room, small conference room is really the thing for this. Talked about presentation rooms, small webinar rooms. The room I'm actually sitting in right now is the room that we do all of our worldwide webinars and conferencing out of, and that's actually what we have is a GWC3210. And one of the other great things about this device that I didn't mention, which I will go back to the previous slide, it doesn't require any mounting kit. It has a magnetic mount built right onto it that just connects to the top of a TV. The way that the mount is set up is that it can be adjusted to fit any width or depth of television. We have not found a TV that it will not mount easily on top of yet. So again, mount's built right onto it. It's an all-in-one camera. So I see we're going on about 13 minutes here. We can wrap up the GWC3210. Again, so that is our new video conferencing unit, sub $1,000, 4K resolution, Android, SIP, H.323. Anything else important to mention? Talks about the 4K built-in speaker and microphone, runs Android, has built-in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So check that out. It's a great device, especially if you're just getting into video conferencing. If you are a business or if your clients are just getting into it, it's really the ideal device for that. All right, so let's continue on and start wrapping up here. I see I'm about 13 minutes in. HT818. This is a product that we launched at the end of March, I believe 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. And really it is an extension of our HT series of analog telephone adapters. So the HT818 just adds a device with 8 FXS ports to our series of ATAs. You see the HT812, 814, and 818 on the screen. We also have a HT801 and an HT802, and as you can imagine, those have 1 and 2 ports. So again, HT818, if you're looking for a analog telephone adapter or a VoIP gateway with 8 FXS ports, it supports 2 SIP profiles, gives you dual gigabit network ports. It is going to give you an integrated NAT router, just like all these other devices do, which we find is great for a lot of small to medium-sized businesses. Again, it's a wired router, not a wireless router, but a great device to kind of facilitate a small office network, as well as used to integrate analog devices with a VoIP network. Supports T38 fax. It's going to give you 3-way audio conferencing to every line on it. Anything else important here? Automated provisioning through a variety of methods, TRO69 and XML config files, probably 2 of the biggest ones. And if you do use our ECM series of IP PBXs, you will know about the zero config provisioning process that we offer, and that is supported by all of our HT devices, including the new HT818. So again, the new device here, the one on the bottom of the screen, HT818, new ATA or VoIP gateway with 8 FXS ports that gives you support for 2 SIP profiles. All right, the DP760. This is our first ever decked repeater. We came out with this, I believe, in February or March. Again, this is a decked repeater. It pairs with our DP750 base station, which you see in the top left there. The picture is not to scale. The DP760 and the DP750 are actually the exact same size. And you kind of get an idea of what that size is next to the devices at the top. So again, basically you would just pair this with the DP750, and essentially what it does is it doubles the range that our DP750 offers for the handsets that are paired with it. So it extends the range by 300 meters outdoors, 50 meters indoors, which is the exact range of the DP750, which is the base station. So again, by pairing the 760, this new repeater, with the 750, which is the base station, you will get up to 300 meter decked solution that will range up to 300 meters outdoors, 100 meters indoors. One of the great things about this device, it's super easy to set up. It does automatic association with the DP750 base station. Yeah, again, really the big key and the thing to remember about this device is if you're looking to expand the range of our decked phones, the DP720 handsets and the DP750 base station, this new DP760 decked repeater is exactly what you're looking for. It will double the current range that you have on the Grandstream decked solution to give you up to 600 meters outdoors and 100 meters indoors. All right, so we're going to wrap up here by covering the GWN series, or just kind of giving you a quick refresher on it. The last time that we held an update webinar with you guys, which I believe it was Kate Clavitt who joined you for that one, told you about GWN.Cloud, which is our new cloud Wi-Fi controller. And I'm just going to, again, give you a quick refresher on that in just a moment here as we wrap up the webinar over the next couple of minutes. So just before we get into that cloud-based management platform, just want to give a quick refresher on the hardware devices that we offer, as obviously these are the devices that are going to be managed with the cloud controller, which I'll tell you about, or just cover again real quickly in just a moment. So that you see as of right now, we have 3 different Wi-Fi access points in our portfolio, as well as 1 gigabit router. Starting from the left here, GWN7610 was the first access point that we came out with. It's actually been just about, I believe, 1.5 years since we've had these devices out on the market. So very stable. They've really received a lot of great feedback across the world. As I mentioned in previous webinars, these networking solutions are going to be a major focus for us going forward. Our VoIP stuff isn't going anywhere, but we're really looking to, again, further one of the advantages we offer is the wide range of solutions that we offer, all under one brand, all optimized to work together, and we're looking to expand that here into networking as well over the future of Grandstream. So keep an eye out for that, but as you see at the moment, we have these devices on the screen. I just told you about the 7610. It's the first access point we had. Supports 250 clients, 175 meter coverage range. The GWN.Cloud, second from the left there, is going to give you support for quite a bit more clients, 450 clients. The speeds are going to be a little bit less than the 7610. Those are both, the 7610, 7600 are both indoor access points. So if you're looking for an access point to support a lot of clients, you want the 7600. If your focus is to give off the fastest possible speeds, you want the 7610. If you're looking for a long-range device or a device for outdoor use, you want the GWN.Cloud. That is a weatherproof, vandal-proof device, IP66 certified for the weatherproof nature of the device. 450 clients, 300 meter coverage range, so almost double the coverage range of any of our other access points. And then the 7000 all the way on the right there, the gigabit router also supports VPNs. VPN speeds up to 300 megabytes per second, gives you 10 gigabit per second total throughput. And one of the things we've talked about in the past is all of our GWN devices, one of the best things about them is that embedded controller you see across the board there as one of the bullets, which allows you to use simply the user interface of any of these devices to set up, control, manage entire Wi-Fi deployments, Wi-Fi networks of other Grandstream GWN access points, simply from within the web user interface of any of these devices, giving you a centralized area to do it. There is, however, a limit. Obviously, the access points are going to give you the ability to control up to 30 or 50 access points, whereas the 7000, the router gives you the ability built in to control up to 300 access points. If you're looking for anything in addition to that, or if you're looking for one centralized cloud-based Wi-Fi controller that gives you the ability to set up, manage, deploy, and keep track of these networks from one central location, either through a web user interface or through a mobile application, then GWN.Cloud is what you're looking for. This is it is currently in beta, as you see the beta there. This is a new cloud controller for our GWN series. It gives you the ability to manage networks from anywhere at any time using the iOS or Android mobile app or a web browser. One of the best things about this is to install these devices and to create networks. Literally all you have to do is download the application, scan the barcode within the app, and it will automatically set up that access point and add it to your existing networks. You can obviously use a web user interface for that or do it manually, but this is a way that we allow you and GWN.Cloud to set up these deployments very quickly. Works with all Grandstream access points. It only works with Grandstream access points, but it works with every single one. And again, a centralized management platform that you can access from the cloud, from anywhere in the world, from an Android app or through a web user interface that gives you the ability to set up, control, manage Wi-Fi networks. It goes very far above and beyond that with real-time stats of your access points and your Wi-Fi networks, the ability to monitor clients, set up security, offer you statistics, reports, and alerts for your various networks, as well as much more. I'll just flip through this real fast. It is currently in beta, and you can register for anyone with Grandstream access points can register for free for the beta and to use this platform. And actually, the plan is, I believe, at the moment, is that when we announce this as an official program, which should be within the next month or so, that I believe that most plans are going to be free. So you can start using this now, and I believe this hopefully won't change, but I believe that we plan to make anything under 1,000 access points, any account with under 1,000 access points, a free account. So this is most likely going to be a free cloud-based centralized management platform to also give you stats, alerts, and allow you to monitor and keep track of Wi-Fi networks. Couple of screenshots here, dashboard, what you would see, this is from the web user interface. As soon as you log in, full update on your entire network, all your access points, all the clients, bandwidth usage, clients count. You can obviously get a lot more, dig a lot more into it. This is just obviously the main dashboard when you first log in, the ability to see the statuses of your AP, view the performance and the statistics of each access point, even each Wi-Fi network, each Wi-Fi client, et cetera, pretty much. Wi-Fi client summary here, again, not just information on the networks and the access points, but also on the clients that are connected to them, the data that's being sent back and forth, et cetera, et cetera. SSID summary, so it gives you the ability to also see a summary and really detailed information about each SSID, which is just a Wi-Fi network. And obviously within GWN.Cloud, you pretty much can create an endless amount of Wi-Fi networks, SSIDs, and access points that are paired with them. So in case you're interested, I think you saw this slide on the last time. You can go to betaclub.grandstream.com for more information about this or about our beta club in general, which is a pretty cool thing to check up on every now and then. But go to the bottom link, GWN.Cloud/register to sign up, again, for a free account. And from my understanding, it's always going to be a free account. So a free, centralized, cloud-based management platform available through a web user interface or a mobile app for Grandstream Wi-Fi access points. Yeah, and I believe that's it. So over the last 26 minutes, sorry for going a couple minutes over, we covered our new GVC3210 video conferencing device. We talked about the HT818, which is our new 8-port analog telephone adapter, the DP760, which is our new decked repeater, and then wrapped up talking about our GWN series of networking solutions, again, with that focus on GWN.Cloud. And GWN.Cloud is a really cool initiative, really cool platform that we are developing. You're going to see it launched officially very soon. We have tens of thousands of users on it at the moment. It has been in beta for just about 2 months. It is a very stable platform, and we have seen great results from it thus far. So we're excited to take it to become an official product and to get more people using it, because we're really excited about what that can do, not only for, selfishly for us and to help us expand our networking solutions, but also the power and the simplicity that it offers businesses, resellers, installers around the world. All right, so with that, I will turn it over to Julie for any questions, and I want to thank everybody for joining us.
Thank you very much, Phil. We very much enjoyed your presentation. It was very, very interesting, and it looks like I do have some questions here for you. Let me go ahead and get started with the first one. Let's see. We have someone who is asking, you mentioned the GVC3210 runs on Android. Does that mean it is not compatible with, like, Apple, for example?
So I guess one of the, hopefully I can clear up the difference. This device is not, it's not a webcam. It's not something that you would connect through a laptop or connect through a computer. It's something that would be added onto a SIP network. So the device itself runs Android, and basically what that means is the user interface is an Android interface. It's obviously going to be compatible with any Android or Google services. However, if you are using the GVC3210 to hold a conference through Skype or Google Hangouts or any of those apps that obviously also have iOS versions, you're going to be able to talk to people that are using Apple devices. I mentioned that it has Bluetooth. I have an iPhone. I sync my iPhone with not just this, but all the other Android devices that we have to exchange data, calls, whatnot, and I never have an issue with it. So yeah, I do want to point out though that it is, again, a SIP device. It's not something that you would need to integrate or that you would integrate or connect to any type of laptop or computer.
Excellent. Thank you for that clarification, Phil. I'm going to go on to our next question. I got somebody asking if the GDC 3210, it's a combo projector, webcam, web conferencing device. Is that correct?
I wouldn't call it a projector. It really is it really is a video conferencing, a SIP video conferencing endpoint. I think really the right way to describe it. I know that maybe some of the confusion earlier, I kind of compared it to or mentioned a couple of devices we compared it to, including a couple of Logitech devices, which I admit are great cameras. Those are generally USB cameras, whereas ours is a SIP device. It has HDMI outputs. Sorry, I think I may have forgotten the initial question in the process of. So yeah, I wouldn't call it a projector. It's really a business or conference room video conferencing device. That's probably the best way to describe it.
No, that's perfect, Phil. Thank you so much for that answer. No problem. Next question here. If someone has 6 offices that are all separate from each other, can we simply combine the 6 different locations, and are we set up to be set up and everyone can communicate with each other? So what is the main difference for using something like this that is not using a free app like Skype?
So for the first question, there's quite a bit of there's many different ways this device supports to or offers to support what you mentioned with linking. For the sake of discussion here, we'll say the 6 different offices. Off the bat, with this device, with the 3210, the easiest way to do it is to just, if you have, whether you have PBXs that are peered, so say you have a centralized PBX that's peered between the 6 different offices, where everyone has an extension off of the same PBX or the same hosted platform. In that case, all you would do is register the 3210 just as another SIP endpoint, just like you would an IP phone. And as long as your network supports video calls, you'll be able to make video calls just point to point from one device to the other. That way, a lot of PBXs will also have, hosted platforms will give you the ability to also add video conferencing bridges, for example, which you could use for that. The other ways that you could use the 6 or combine the 6 offices is to pick a cloud platform. There's a lot of different SIP-based cloud platforms out there. We obviously offer IP video talk, but just for the sake of discussion here, there's obviously BlueJeans, LifeSize, all those kind of platforms that will support pretty much any SIP device. You could choose one of those platforms and then simply install these devices in the 6 different locations. And in that case, the devices are really just endpoints, and you're communicating through the cloud application. The second question, if you could remind me what the second part of the question was.
Of course. The second part of the question says, what is the main difference for using something like your product and not using a free app like Skype?
So, I mean, it's certainly a good question. First of all, you can access those apps, Google Hangouts, anything in the Google Play Store you can access on this device. But the way that I would answer that question is that this is a device looking for businesses that are looking for a step up from simply using web-based or laptop-based web conferencing. this is, it really is ideal for conference rooms. As I mentioned, it gives you the 4K, so if you're communicating with other people that can support that, it's just going to really maximize the clarity, the audio, everything about the video conference. So I would say that this device is really ideal for a business that's looking to step up and for something a little bit more comprehensive than simply using Skype on a laptop, but might not want a really high-end, expensive video conferencing platform. And that's pretty much who we designed this for. As I mentioned, it retails for $999 here in the US, which just to give you an example, the Logitech USB camera I mentioned earlier, I believe it's called the Meetup, actually sells for more than that. So this is, as a price point, and the features that the price point is comparable with high-end webcams, but the functionality that it offers you are compatible with high-end video conferencing systems is really the way that I say it. Again, so somebody looking for a little bit of a step up from a web-based computer conference, but not quite a super high-end, expensive platform.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Phil. Got a couple more questions for you. Is the GVC 3210 available for demonstration purposes?
That's an interesting question. I guess the best way to go about that, we don't, that I know of, we don't have any official program for that. We do have various things we can do for, NFR demos and whatnot. I would, for that question, actually probably, I would direct it myself over to our sales team, probably. So through Microcom or even after this webinar, I can put you guys in touch with somebody to get an answer to that question. Sorry, I don't have a better answer.
No problem. Thank you very much for that. Next question for you. Could you tell us the biggest difference that separates this product and Grandstream from companies like Fanville and Yealink?
So I guess the first question, I think the way to answer that may be a little bit more general. Because to my knowledge, if we're talking about video conferencing here, and maybe I missed it, I don't think Fanville does much on the conferencing side of things. I know that Yealink does. But I'm going to take a huge step back and answer this question from 10,000 feet. What we believe is really the thing that allows us to stand out, and the thing that does help Grandstream stand out in comparison to most of the companies that we compete with, is that we do provide those total solutions. We don't just make, the two manufacturers that you mentioned really pretty much specialize on endpoints. Whereas what we do is we strive to provide our customers, our partners, resellers, installers, end users with complete solutions that all come from one place, a one-stop shop, I guess is what you'll call it. So we have the video conferencing. We've been one of the biggest players in the VoIP side of things, specifically with IP phones, for the last 16 years. We make a variety of IP PBXs. We have physical security products, whether it be IP cameras or door access solutions. We now have a variety of networking products, Wi-Fi access points, cloud-based Wi-Fi management platforms, our cloud-based collaboration platform, IP Video Talk, which I've talked about a couple of times. So that's kind of our vision. That is where we are going. We pride ourselves on being complete solution providers, everything from one manufacturer optimized to work together. We could have a whole webinar actually on me just talking about the extra things that Grandstream products are able to do because we create so many solutions, and therefore they're able to work together and actually expand the features and the functionality of each other. The comparison I give there is similar to an Internet of Things, and the quick example that I'll give to you there is because we've had IP phones for years, and we just came out with and we're in the process of further developing an entire line of facility access products door cameras, for example. And because we came out with those products, we were able to optimize our IP phones to actually basically control door facility access solutions, to allow people into buildings, to lock doors, to view live feeds from different security cameras or facility access devices around the building. So that's just one example of many that I could give you. Sorry for giving you a long answer, but to give you the thesis of it, we strive on being a complete solutions provider, and we believe that that is really what separates us from our competition.
Excellent. Thank you, Phil, very much. A couple more questions. Regarding the DP750, the question here is, will this work with any SIP service provider?
Absolutely. Yep.
Fantastic. Last question here. Can one sign up for more than one beta account?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe when you create the accounts, all you're doing is registering it initially to an email address. So you could either register different email addresses, or even within one account, you can create, I believe it's an unlimited amount of different networks or different sites, so long as the total amount of access points stays below 1,000, and that might change too.
Great. Thank you, Phil, very much for answering all of those questions for us. And I'd like to thank everyone for attending today. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any of these products mentioned today, please visit us at www.microcom.us. And remember, this webinar presentation has been recorded, and it will be uploaded to our YouTube Microcom channel so you can view it again. Thank you, Phil, for your time and your presentation today. It was excellent. We enjoyed it very, very much. Everybody have a fantastic day.